Hello, my dear friends. Hope you all be fine and doing well. Thank you so much for joining me again. Thank you so much for joining in another video. My dear friends, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can trap your opponent to checkmate. Let's get started the game. If your opponent pushed the pawn into e4, so your simple response to e4 is pushing the pawn into e5. Now your opponent is taking his knight into f3 and he is going to attack to your pawn in the center. But in here you are taking your knight into c6 and defending from your pawn. So if your opponent takes his bishop into c4 and his main idea is to attack to your weak pawn, and here you have different options to play. But if you are interested in trap, so definitely you can trap your opponent in a fantastic way by taking your knight into f6. When you are taking your knight into f6, so your opponent is seeing that you have a weak position in here, and that is exactly your weak pawn. So your opponent, if he decides to attack this pawn and use from opportunity, for example, if he takes his knight into g6 and now he is attacking from both sides to your pawn, you just simply take your bishop into c5 because you wanted your opponent to do such a thing. So in here your opponent is simply taking your pawn and attacking to your rook and to your queen. So my dear friends, in this position, you have the best move. And if you are facing or reaching up to this position, so the best move in here is to sacrifice your bishop by taking the pawn. So when your opponent is seeing that you sacrifice your bishop, immediately your opponent is capturing by his surprise. You have this brilliant check by your knight and capturing the pawn. So in here, my dear friends, your opponent is going back to e1. Now another check is coming by your queen. So my dear friends, in this check your opponent is simply pushing the pawn because he cannot move here, because you have this brilliant checkmate and your opponent cannot capture your queen because it is protected by your knight. So that's why your opponent is not moving in this way. So therefore what your opponent is doing, so simply maybe your opponent is pushing the pawn into g3. Maybe it would be the best line for your opponent. So in here you are simply capturing the pawn into g3. Your opponent cannot take your knight because you are taking the rook and giving a fantastic check. So for example, if he comes here, so now you have this brilliant check by your queen. So wherever your opponents go, so you are taking free the queen. So it is not a good line. Maybe your opponent is not going to play and come to this line. So my dear friends, coming to the main lines, what your opponent is doing exactly. After you capture the pawn, so definitely your opponent is capturing your rook because of this move he came up to here. Now you are having this option to capture the rook, but it is not a good move, and I am going to show you what is the best move in here. The best move in here, my dear friends, is to take back your knight into e4 and giving a fantastic check by your queen. So my dear friends, in here, if you analyze, your opponent has two where to go, and the first one is coming to f1, as it is not a good move because you have this brilliant checkmate by your queen. And the second square maybe your opponent can go, and that is e2. Now you are giving this brilliant check by your queen. As I said that your opponent cannot capture your queen because of your knight. So in here, see my dear friends, your opponent has only one squares to go, and that is d3. So my dear friends, now this is the final move. So can you find it the best move in here, my dear friends? So please pause the video for only 1 minute or maximum 2 minutes if you are able to find this fantastic move. If you are able to find it, that is okay. If you are not able to find it, so I am going to tell you what is the best move. The best move is to give a check by your knight into b4. The reason behind this move is to control this square, because now your opponent has only one option, and that is capturing your knight. Now it is the time to give the final checkmate by your queen. So your opponent is completely made. So now your opponent cannot move anywhere, and also it is all controlled by your queen and by your knight. So thank you so much, my dear friends, for watching this fantastic video and fantastic trap. If you are interested in the videos and the contents that I am making, please subscribe the channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon. So whenever I'm uploading, you should be the first one to watch the video. And if you're interested, please share with your friends. In this way, you are motivating me to make lots of good videos in the future. So thank you so much, my dear friends. See you in the next video.